Hi everyone, it's Tish with Naptime Creations. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making these coffee bean coasters, so let's jump in and get started. I'm going to be using some new molds today. These are by Crown Made and you can get them on Amazon. I'm going to be pouring these coasters in two layers. The first layer I'm going to be using Clear Cast 7000 resin. And that resin is a 1-to-1 ratio, so you just pour part B into your mixing cup, part A into your mixing cup, and mix it up for 5 minutes. These molds, I would say they hold about a little over 3 ounces each. I would say like just about 4 ounces. The colors I'm going to be using today are Molten Gold, Epoxy Paste by Resin Expressions, Artisan Mica Powder in Bronze, Espresso Beans, and Clear Resin. So I have my resin all mixed up. I mixed up my pigments and my resin off camera. If you want to see an exact tutorial on how to do that, if you're new to resin, I will link one down below in the description and put an iCard right here. Just click that and it'll take you straight to the video. So I'm just pouring a little bit of clear into the molds, as you can see, going in with my heat gun to pop any bubbles, and I'm going to go in with my espresso beans, just pouring them right in the middle. Just like that. And when you heat these up, they actually smell really good, which is fun. It'll make your art room smell like coffee. So now I'm just going in with my bronze by Artisan. It's a really, really nice shimmery bronze color. I made 2 cups of this. These are just little 3-ounce cups. And like I said, I'm going to be pouring these in 2 layers, so I'm not filling them up all the way. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I didn't want to fill them up all the way and then have the coffee beans float up and then have to do a top coat. So what I'm doing now is just pouring in clear. See how when you pour the clear in, it kind of just pushes that pigment to the side? That's what I wanted. I didn't want pure bronze coasters. I wanted you to be able to really see the coffee beans in there. So see, if you just if you're wanting more of if your colors are starting to take over, just save some clear to the side whenever you're making coasters. That's what I always do. And you can always pour more clear on there and it'll kind of push everything out to the edge. So here I'm just going in with some of that beautiful Molten Gold by Resin, and I'm just kind of outlining the coffee bean sections. You can get this gold epoxy paste from Laura's Art Corner on Facebook for if you're in the US. I will link her store down below in the description. It's a really, really beautiful gold, and if you heat it up, sometimes, like if you're doing a bigger art piece, the gold particles will float up to the top and it just gives you a really nice, pretty reflective gold. So here I'm just going in with a little bit more gold. And then what I'm going to do is take my popsicle stick here and just swirl the gold around, just kind of blending everything together. And when you do that, you want to make sure you don't push all the way down to the bottom of your mold. Just work on the surface of your resin because you don't want to scratch your molds. I know I say this in every video, but just in case anybody is out there watching that's new to resin, these molds are pretty delicate. If you scratch them, then they're going to show that scratch in everything you make after the fact, so be really careful with them. Just adding a little bit more gold, and then I'm going to use my heat gun just a little bit, make sure I get any bubbles popped. Then I'll cover them up and we'll be ready for the next step. And like I said, I got these molds off Amazon. I'll link them down below if you want to get them. They're a little bit different than my Just For You Online UK molds. They're really thick, which is nice if you're looking for a thicker mold. So here we are, it's 24 hours later and the resin is all dry. So what I'm going to do is take a gold Posca pen and just outline the beans in the center here. And then I'm going to let that dry for, I would say, like 6 hours. I ended up letting them dry overnight, but I would say 6 hours is enough time. And then you'll be ready to pour your clear layer. So it's the next day and now I'm ready to add my clear top coat. I'm going to be using the liquid diamonds for that. This resin is a 2-to-1 ratio, and the reason why I'm doing the liquid diamonds is because it's really crystal clear resin. It gives you a really nice crystal clear finish. So I'm going to be mixing up 6 ounces. I just poured in 2 ounces of my part B, and now I'm pouring in 4 ounces of my part A because it's a 2-to-1 ratio resin. Mix it up for 5 minutes. And what I'm going to do is, after I'm done mixing, I'm going to take a piece of wax paper, cover it up, and let it sit for 30 minutes. And when you do that, it'll degas on its own and pop bubbles on its own. See? There's literally no bubbles, which is nice. I like to do that with the liquid diamonds. I like to let it sit out for a little while. Then because sometimes when you mix it, you can introduce bubbles. So just let it sit and then you'll be ready to pour it. So I'm just filling these up to the top, super simple and easy. And then what I'm going to do, I'm taking a little toothpick because I had one tiny little bubble, pop that, and I'm going to spray it with rubbing alcohol now. That's another fun way to pop bubbles if you don't want to use heat in your molds. Rubbing alcohol 91% or 99% will get those bubbles popped if you just spray it on. So I'm going to cover these guys up and let them dry, and then we'll be ready to demold them. So here we are, it's about 24 hours later, and they are ready to be demolded. These molds, I did kind of struggle a little bit to get the coasters out, but they ended up coming out fine. But I really like how you can see the clear. It just gives it some fun depth. See, that one almost went flying out of my hand. And on the back, there's a lot of fun texture. And on the front too, I got some really fun textures. So these ones are pretty simple to make. Like I said, I poured them in layers because I wanted to be able to make sure, the coffee beans weren't going to float up. It's just easier to fill the molds up halfway and then add a clear top coat than demolding them and then taping the back or doing the liquid latex trick on the back and then doing a top coat. It's just easier to do it in layers for me anyway. But what do you guys think? I think they turned out really fun. And I wanted to show you guys too, a few videos back I made some holographic ebony sparkle coasters, and I tried to do a sand dollar in one of them too, and it ended up just not working out. The sand dollar turned black, which was really sad, but a few of you guys wanted to see this, so I'm showing you. It's super sad, but I might still figure out something to do with it. I'll link that video down below if you guys want to check it out and see what I'm talking about with the sand dollar. But here they are. Here's a nice close-up of them. I think they turned out really fun and pretty. That molten gold just gives you such a nice little hint of gold in there. And the Artisan mica powders are really, really fun too. They're so shimmery and sparkly. I like the backside too. I think the backside's awesome. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, go ahead and leave me a like, or another thing that would help me out is if you go check out a few more of my other videos or even a playlist. I will link a resin coaster playlist down below and put an iCard right here. Just click it and it'll take you straight to the video. Thanks again, guys. I hope you're doing good and you're having a great day, and I will see you guys on Monday for another video. Bye!